Joining us now is Republican presidential candidate, Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina. Thank you so much for being here. It's so good to see you.
Hey, good to see you again.
So let's talk about the conflict in the Mideast. We're still learning more about this cause of this hospital blast. It's believed to have killed hundreds of people in Gaza. If you were president of the United States right now, how do you think you would be handling this crisis?
Well, man, the first thing you do is make sure that there's no daylight between America and Israel. I would say standing shoulder to shoulder and back to back with no daylight is so important. And what we saw is an atrocity that just makes your heart sick. Evil brought upon the Jewish people in Israel with Hamas's objective to eliminate Jews on earth, not just Israel, but everywhere they are, 6 million in America. We've seen antisemitism continue to grow. We have a lot of work to do. One of the ways that we help is to make sure that we support Prime Minister Netanyahu's efforts in wiping Hamas off the map. I am thankful for the way that he started the process, which is to send the signal into Gaza to get out. Being very specific to give civilians an access opportunity, a way out, is something that was not afforded to the people of Israel.
Also important, I think, don't you think, to send the message to the world and in the United States. Hamas is not the Palestinians, as you were clearly suggesting with the corridor, and Hamas is not Muslim Americans and Arab Americans. We saw that horrific crime in Illinois the other day.
The guy who stabbed the 6-year-old. What disgusting. That's murder. That person should be put in jail, period. No question about that. But we should not stand for hate at all, and we should certainly stand with our allies. We must be loyal to our allies while being lethal to our adversaries, without any question.
One last question on this is just, what lessons do you think, what lessons have you learned as an American from 9/11 and how this country reacted to 9/11, the war on terror, war in Iraq, war in Afghanistan, that you think Israel should have learned or could learn so they don't make the same mistakes that maybe we made?
Well, listen, I think what you're going to see is a proportional response, which is eliminating Hamas as a proportional response, number one. Number two, doing it in a way that actually gathers support, gathers allies. The morality that they're going into Gaza with so far is something that I think is important for an important distinction going forward. I think you saw that with our 9/11 response as well. I'd say the third thing that you learn is the importance of having allies and having a Western alliance. One of the challenges that we see with Hamas, their objective, as I said earlier, is not just to eliminate Israel or Jews. The third part of that tranche that they're looking at is the elimination of Western democracy as we know it today. And so the lessons that you can learn from 9/11 and apply it to today are the lessons that I feel coming out of Israel, and certainly specifically out of the Prime Minister as it relates to discipline, refrain from responding immediately. He's taken a couple days. That's really important as it sends a message throughout the world that the moral compass is intact in spite of seeing your people's beheading of your kids, burning the bodies that I saw so charred. Having the discipline after the attack sends a strong message of leadership.
All right, Senator Tim Scott, good to see you. Sorry we're squeezing. It's a crazy show today because of the chaos on the Hill. Please come back soon.
Look forward to it.
Good to see you.